Hello and welcome back to the Delta analysis video. Today's Delta Reuniclus, which is a ghost and rock type, which is, as far as I know, a unique type. I think. If it's not, I'm stupid, but that's normal. Very cool Pokemon. Normally, I like Reuniclus a lot. The Delta is a little worse, but it's still good. 30 speed is very slow, but you can maybe use it to your advantage. 110 HP is very high, 75 defense, 85 special defense is pretty bulky, so defensively it's pretty good, and offensively it's also very strong with 125 special attack, 65 attack. You don't really care about that, you ignore it completely. It's actually worse for you that it's higher because foul play. Defensively you have like a ton of weaknesses because you're rock type, and Ghost doesn't really cover those apart from fighting. And yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. And offensively, Ghost is insanely stupid. And yeah, you're just gonna try to make Ghost even better offensively and make use of that as best as you can. Its abilities are very good, two of them at least. Levitate makes you immune to ground type moves. Curse Body gives you a chance to disable offensive moves when they hit you, and Intimidate lowers your opponent's attack by one stage when you switch in. Levitate and Intimidate are some of the best abilities in the game, especially when Levitate it gives you an immunity to one of your weaknesses, which it does here, because you're weak to ground normally because you're a rock type, but Levitate makes you immune to that. That's very good. And Intimidate lowers attack, that's always good. It's always been good, it will always be good. It did get nerfed a little bit because some abilities make you immune to Intimidate, but do you really care? Usually you don't. Utility moves you get to Taunt, to stop things from using status moves themselves. It's Trick Room, where you know where this is going, it has 30 base speed. Pain Split, it can like equalize HP numbers of you and your opponent. Pain Split is a weird mechanic. It just makes your HP number the same as the opponent's HP number, and does whatever it needs to get at that point. Stealth Rock puts Stealth Rocks on the opponent's side. Hazards are always good. Knockoff removes item from your opponent, unless it can be removed, but otherwise it would. Sucker Punch priority, you don't use it anyway, you're not physical. Will-O-Wisp, good move, cripples physical attackers a lot, can be very useful. Yeah, that's basically utility moves. The first set is a very obvious set, it's Trick Room offense. You can run Trick Rock on this, you can run like Life Orb on this, you can run Extra Belt on this, you can run Spell Tag on this, because you're just using Shadow Ball a lot of the time. But yeah, you can pick up between Levitate and Intimidate, really depends on which one is better. If you need Levitate more than you need Intimidate, then you go with Levitate. If that's not the case, then you go with Intimidate. I do think Intimidate is, generally speaking, a little worse than Levitate, because Levitate is very good, Earthquake is very common, and you don't want to be hit super effectively by it. But at the same time, a lot of things that do get Earthquake will probably get another move to hit you super effectively. So I could also see why you'd want to run Intimidate instead. Trick Room, obviously your Trick Room set. Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, hits basically literally everything in the entire game. At least neutrally, I think. You know Marshadow is broken, and that's why. Ghost plus fighting is stupid. Everything that resists Ghosts, which is dark and normal, weak to fighting. Everything that resists fighting is usually not weak, not resisting Ghost. So yeah, it's basically impossible to, it's literally impossible to find something that resists both, because Ghost hits everything neutrally except for the types that fighting hits super effectively. So basically, yeah, it's a very good combination. Power Gem is your secondary stab. You don't need it. Usually, you don't. You just run Shadow Ball Focus Blast. But if you want third option, you can run Power Gem. You can also run Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, or Psychic. That's really all the coverage you get. But it's definitely good to have that option. You can taunt if you're in Trick Room. You can taunt things from being like recovering up, stalling your trick room, or like whatever, substituting, stalling your trick room. You can consider it maybe. It's an option. Stealth Rock, you're gonna be fast in Trick Room. If you can, like, Trick Room is about to run out, you're gonna click Stealth Rock. You can click Explosion. You could even be like a Trick Room, like Trick Rock, Trick Room. Like first you click Stealth Rock, then you click Trick Room, and then you click Explosion. Set up Trick Room for something else on your team, which does a lot more damage than this thing does. Even though this thing is very strong, there are things that do more damage in Trick Room. So this could be an option to consider, even if you just run like Mono Shadow Ball. Like, often you don't even need anything else. So you can easily afford Mono Shadow Ball, and it would be a pretty cool set. Another thing to consider, I am going to give this thing Meteor Beam. It doesn't have it yet, but I considered, like, I looked at all the tutors from Isle of Armor I'm giving you Zeldas, and this thing is obviously getting Meteor Beam. Look at it, it's obviously getting Meteor Beam. So you can run Power of Meteor Beam at this thing in Trick Room, and that's gonna be terrifying. Like, you get a kill and an instant +1, basically guaranteed, and then Shadow Ball is gonna hurt literally everything. So yeah, that's scary. That's just it, it's just scary. So yeah, that's the Trick Room offense set I thought of, and secondly we have the Coal Mine set. You could run the Coal Mine set on the Trick Room offense set as well. You can do whatever you want. Coal Mine, you probably, like, I probably won't intimidate with this because you're lowering attack and then you're boosting your own to death, so you're making yourself bulky to everything. Shadow Ball Hex depends on what you want with like filler options. If you want Will-O-Wisp as filler, or you have Toxic Spikes, you can always run Hex. You can run Hex on the other side too if you want. Depends on what the situation you're in. If you expect things to be status, Hex is a fine option. Focus Blast obviously hits everything very hard. In combination with Shadow Ball, Pain Split for recovery, which you can also run like Trick Room to make yourself faster and everything. Power Gem as Other Stab, Will-O-Wisp to burn things to make them even worse, physical attacks even worse. Earth Power, Psychic Sludge Bomb is coverage you have, and that's basically what you would run on a Coal Mine set. I think the first four moves and maybe Trick Room over Pain Split if you don't value recovery as much, which I would understand. I wouldn't really value it that high either. Probably Trick Room is the better fourth option because you can set up Coal Mines, and then Trick Room, and then just destroy everything because you're gonna be slow, which means fast in Trick Room, and then you're gonna be powerful as hell and destroy everything. So yeah, Delta Reuniclus is very, very, very threatening. Main problem, it doesn't get recovered like regular Reuniclus does, and its typing defensively sucks ass. That's really it. Otherwise, this is a very good Pokemon, very scary to deal with, especially with Meteor Beam. It just clicks Meteor Beam, Power Herb, something is dead in your +1 special attack, and that's very threatening. So yeah, that's Delta Reuniclus. Good special attacker, good Trick Room, Sweeper, Setter. It doesn't really set rocks, which is like annoying for a rock type, not really set stealth rocks, but you can set stealth rocks. There's like a Trick Room lead with rocks, could be very good, but yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. And I said last time, I think that Delta Darmanitan was next. Yeah, that's after this one. After this one, Delta Darmanitan, and this one's very good. I like it a lot. So, see y'all then. Goodbye.